Hello everyone, welcome to JCE Connect. So in this in this class we'll discuss with the process involved in inspection of quality aspects. So in previous class we have discussed about the process involved in the inspection quality. So before that first we need to list down the operations which are required for inspection and test, and then we need to prepare certain schedule and time for testing as well as for the inspection process, and then indicate the responsibility to conduct the test, and listing the methods to be adopted, which method we need to be adopt for the inspection process, and then identifying the requirements of presence of various people such as skilled laborers and all. Okay, and moving on to the next process, that is after these all, such as noting down all the operations and preparing the schedules, and indicating who has to conduct the test and which methods need to be followed, and then about the skilled labors. Moving on to the next part, that is analyze and approve the result. So this process of analyzing and approving the results, it depends upon the test results. Okay, so here test results will be having certain limits which is described in the Indian standard specifications. So we need to check whether these materials test results are there under those result, I mean those limits or not. For example, we can consider the aggregates now. So aggregates especially used in various construction works such as in concrete or in road works and all. So if you consider it in the road works, we are going to conduct several tests on those aggregates such as impact test, loss and separation test, and then leakiness and elongation test, angularity number test, crushing value test. So many tests we are going to conduct on that. So after conducting those tests, we'll come to know about the results of those tests, and that time we can achieve, I mean that time we can say that yes, these aggregates are having these properties. For example, if you conduct the impact test, we'll come to know that toughness property of coarse aggregate. Okay, and if you conduct Los Angeles abrasion test, we'll come to know that resistance to wear and tear property. So like that, shape and size, to find out that property we are going to use flakiness and elongation as well as even angularity number test. To find out the crushing strength of the material, we'll conduct crushing value. So like that, it will be having certain properties of the materials, so that to achieve those properties we are going to conduct several tests, and it will be having certain results. For example, if you get impact test value, that is aggregate impact value, around 8%, so it's exceptionally too strong. So this word, whatever the exceptionally too strong, so it can be given by the Indian Standard Code books. Okay, so there they have given certain limitations. If aggregates are lesser than 10%, it is exceptionally too strong. Means aggregates are very good to carry the heavy loads and all. So it can be used in the road construction works. And if it is more than 10 and less than 20, that is lies between 10 to 20, they are exceptionally good. So it can carry the lesser load than the aggregates which are carrying with a 10 less than 10% of the aggregate impact value. Like that they have given the dead limit, that is if it is more than 35%, they are not suitable for the road construction. So we need to conduct certain tests and we need to compare that one with the results, and then we can approve those materials for the construction. So like that several tests we are going to conduct, and then we are going to approve those materials for the further construction part. And then it describes the remarks in detail. So here in the inspection part, if any remarks are there, if it is not matching with the limitations, if it is not carrying certain strength, and if it is not in a proper shape and size, so that time we can mention that one in the remarks, like so and so materials are not matching with the specifications, and then that's the reason to reject these materials, right? So like that we can give certain remarks for those materials. And then understand the significance and significance of inspection and testing in relation to the program of work. So we need to give the brief idea about why we conduct inspection in each and every stage of the work, and what is the use of this testing in execution plan. So we need to give brief idea about this so that they will come to know that the importance of this inspection. And maintenance of records for correction of defects and errors. So like for this we need to maintain a checklist so that whatever the quality aspects are there, we need to note down each and all the aspects in that checklist, and whether these points are matching with the standards or not, that one we are going to check in the inspection part. So that time we can prefer these records, then we can say that as per the inspection process it has been evaluated, right? And even any defects and errors found, we need to note down and we need to make those corrections for the further part. And next, stages of inspection. So you can see the different stages in this inspection part. So where exactly we can adopt this inspection in the construction. Okay, so first it starts with inspection of incoming materials, inspection of production process, and inspection of finished goods. So it's like what, since from starting till end. So here it can starts with the incoming materials. So might be you can consider the raw materials what you can see, and then its ongoing process, that is production process, and then finished good, that is at the time of handing over the products to the market or to the client. So this inspection, it has to be there since from starting till end. It's not only we can adopt this one at the end stage, not only we need to adopt this one at the starting stage, it has to be there since from starting till end, right? So now inspection of the incoming material. So for that, it is also called receiving inspection. So receiving inspection in the sense, the materials will come from far away places. So that time, before entering that one into a construction site, first we need to check that one whether these agree I mean whether these materials are with a good conditions or not, whether these materials are fit for the construction works or not. So we need to carry out certain test on those materials, and then we can enter that one into a construction site. So if any rejection things found, straight away we can reject that one, and we need to mention that one in the remarks about the reasons for rejection of the materials. So we need to conduct a certain test before entering that one to the construction. And here it consists of inspecting and checking of all the purchased raw materials and parts that are supplied before they are taken onto a stock or used in the actual manufacturing. So whatever the raw materials are there here, so whatever the raw materials you can see, so these raw materials should be come from the good valid places, so that your end product it can achieve 100% of the quality, right? So we need to examine these raw materials whether these raw materials can give better results at the end part or not. Okay, and then this inspection may take place either at the supplier's end or at the manufacturer's gate. Either at the supplier's end in the sense, once if it is start moving from the supplier's end, I mean wherever the stockyards you can see, from there at either you can check those materials at the supplier's end or at the manufacturer's gate. Okay, means we'll come to know that the status of those materials. And if the incoming materials are large in quantity and involves huge transportation cost, it is economical to inspect them at the place of supplier. For example, some materials are not easily available to the construction location, so it should be borrowed from far away places. So that time it is better to visit that supplier's place only, and then we need to inspect those materials whether these materials are suitable for the construction works or not. So then we can purchase that one from the supplier side, or else they will send the materials to the required location, and after coming here, if you want to examine and if any rejections found, again we need to send it back. Again it's like a transportation cost will be higher, so better to visit that supplier side, I mean supplier's place, and then we need to examine those materials, and then we need to give the right directions to purchase those materials. So that one it can be achieved by this inspection process. And next part, that is inspection of production process. So here, once you purchase with the raw materials, we need to start manufacturing those, I mean by using those raw materials, and then we need to finish the at the end product. So here in the production process or in the manufacturing process, we'll be having certain rules and regulations to carry out the process. So each and every process which is specified with the Indian standards, so according to that only we need to follow that process. So here the work of inspection is done while the production process is simultaneously going on, and inspection is done at various work centers of men and machines and at the critical production points. So here this inspection committee members will be knowing that where exactly the mistakes can be found. So only at that particular critical production points they are going to examine that, and if time permits, even they can examine with respect to this men and machines. Okay, so that time they will come to know that whether these products are manufacturing as per the standard procedures and specifications or not. Okay, and this had the advantages of preventing wastage of time and money, and even the defective units and preventing delays in the assembly. Okay, so here we'll come to know that the most advantage of preventing the wastages means whatever the wastages are going to be found, so if you adopted this inspection process, it can be easily minimized. And here inspection process, it can be easily find out the defective units, so that if they found any defective units within the manufacturing process, easily they will give certain preventive measures to the manufacturing units, then easily they can reduce the wastages which are occurring at the end part. Okay, so that time this inspection will be much helpful during in the production process. And inspection of finished goods. So here this inspection of finished goods are nothing but after purchasing the raw material, after manufacturing process, when it takes, when it is ready with the 100% of the finished part, so that time before releasing that one to the market, so again we need to do the inspection, because that creates the entire image of that product in the society. So before releasing that one into the market, we need to examine thoroughly, we need to do a standard inspection process, so that we'll come to know that whether this product will be acceptable from the customers or not, whether these works are acceptable by the clients or not. So we need to examine it thoroughly before releasing that one into the market, so that any poor quality of the product, it may be either rejected or sold at reduced prices. So for that reason, if you need a proper name in the society, you need to provide a good quality of the products. Okay, so we need to achieve that one thoroughly before releasing that one into the market. So here you can see inspection procedures. So here three different ways of inspections are there. That is, first one is with the floor inspection, second one that is centralized inspection, third one is combined inspection. So now we'll see one by one of these three ways of doing inspection. First one is with the floor inspection. So here floor inspection that suggests the checking of the materials in process at the machine. So before using that one in the manufacturing process, this floor inspection means directly it goes to the ground and then it will do the inspection on those materials and then they will give the certify to use that one in the manufacturing process. And here these inspectors move from machine to machine and from one to other work centers. So here floor inspection in the sense so they are going to visit each and every machines and then they are going to check. So after the final part of this machine how exactly the product can be prepared, so they will come to know that manufacturing unit as well as manufacturing product of that entire product and then they are going to give that one for the further procedure part. Okay, so here inspectors will move from machine to machine, so they will come to know that one easily after completion of every stages. Okay, and here and even they will move from one to other work centers. So from in the manufacturing unit might be you can see if it is a huge, the work centers will get differs. So one product will manufacture in one center and one more product will manufacture at another one center, and then they are going to club that one at one more center and then they will release that one into the market. So during that time these floor inspectors will visit each and every centers and then they will examine those products and then they will certify that one for the further works. And here these inspectors have to be highly skilled because each and every part, each and every machine, each and every materials they need to examine, and this method of inspection that minimizes the material handling and which does not disrupt the line layout of machinery and quickly locate the defect as well as the readily offers field and correction. So they will be knowing that where exactly the defects may found and how exactly we need to give the prevention measures for those defected products. So this should be a highly specialized skilled one so that they will be knowing all the necessary things which are required to get the 100% of the quality work. And this floor inspections is much suitable for heavy products are produced in the large quantity or mass quantity of the production system. These floor inspections will be much useful, and different work centers which are integrated in continuous line layout, so then these types of floor inspections can be used. And then centralized inspection. So here the material in process may be inspected and checked at the centralized inspection center which are located at one or more places in the manufacturing. So here these inspectors will remains constant at one place and the materials will come to their places itself and then they will examine that and then they will approve that one for the further part. So here, whatever the materials which are required for the construction or to manufacturing process, so it can be stored at a one place and the inspectors will examine at their own places. And this is much suitable for incoming materials inspections and finished product inspections, so that incoming materials will come to the same place of that inspectors as well as even the finished products also will reaches to the inspector places itself, and that time which is must suitable. And here even the departmental inspection also can be monitored, so that in each and every department it can come and show their particular product and then they will check the certain, they will do the inspection and then they will certify that one for the further work. And here high precision products of delicate products means high precision products are nothing but what they require pin to pin accuracy. I mean, even they will check the minor cracks within the products and they will certify that one for the further work. So that time this centralized inspection will be much useful because they will be having certain instrument to test on that. So that instruments cannot be shipped from one place to another place. And this small and less expensive products can be inspected by this centralized inspection process.